Dairy farming has had a really good run over the last probably 20 to 30 years, but that's not to say that it's always going to do that. What we might have done 10 or 20 years ago may not be appropriate these days. You go through that process of saying, oh, you know, it's not me, it's not a problem I have to worry about, you kind of deny it, and then you get angry at all the regulations that are coming along, but after a while you do sort of understand where they're coming from and the basis of the whole dirty dairying campaign and feel like, well, actually, perhaps we do need to do something about it. And once you start on that path, it's actually, I find it quite enjoyable that you can actually see some environmental development as well on the farm, which, yeah, it's a sense of pride really. I'm Cam Henderson and I'm a dairy farmer in Oxford. Currently farming 240 hectares under irrigation, milking 720 cows this season and aiming for about 340,000 milk solids. I look after the farm as an operations manager and I have a contract milker here with a team of 3 and they look after all the milking side of things and I look after our support farm functions. Nearly 10 years ago when I first came down to Canterbury, it was where all the opportunity was. Lots of irrigation and growth and big money to be made, so I guess I followed that trail down here from the North Island. And in that time I've had some fantastic payouts, some really good weather. Had some really tough times with low payouts coinciding with droughts, and it's been a real roller coaster. There's always going to be questions with any business as to, you know, why we do things the way that we do. Rather than having a dig at each other and say, well, it's not us, it's them, just to sort of take a sense of responsibility and say, look, you know, we're all stewards of the land, that rather than continually being defensive, can we be a bit more proactive about this and actually create something that farmers and New Zealanders can be really proud of. It's been really encouraging actually in the Waimak district here, a number of local guys that are really keen to pick up on that and saying, look, we know there's some real big issues out there, how can we actually be a part of this? Because ultimately it's going to be better if we can help fix those issues rather than wait to be chased by councils with a big stick to fix them for us. Farming does tend to be portrayed simply as a business and about money, and farmers are greedy, and you know that quite often can be the perception that comes through. There's a lot of keyboard warriors out there that like to have their say on all these things. So yes, okay, there's some bad eggs in the industry. Most farmers would probably like to see them exit as well. We don't want to let those few taint the image for everybody else. And so for those everybody else to get out there and share their story is really important.